I do it, right? It's the daily check-in that I do daily. That means every day. So I'm a little early today, right? Well, I don't know if I'm early or not. I'm trying out different times just to see, just to kind of optimize, I guess, to see how many people actually come on, make comments or whatever. So, so yeah, so bear with me. Sometimes I do it later, sometimes I do it earlier, but best believe I'm going to do it. Okay. So but happy Friday. Hope you guys are well. Today is Friday, June 30th. I have a couple things I just want to go over. You guys know I do this live I just said this every day, right? I'm live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. You can always make comments. The chat is turned on. I can see my comments. If you have comments at all, questions or whatever, just say, what the hell are you doing? That's fine too. I'll put that on the screen so everyone can see it, to see what you have to say as well. Because it's all about the engagement, all about the interaction. Um, yeah, I love to talk, right? But I also love, for other people to make comments and things like that. So I'll have more to talk about, right? And I can be on here longer. So, but anyway, I'm Russell of Hotels. I do these lives every day, like I said, like 10 times already. But I also do a live hospitality talk show, which is here on YouTube and LinkedIn as well. That's on Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST. But I do these lives every day just as you have to, what am I trying to say? You have to do things to support your other things, right? So I post content, right? I do lives. I do a show on air with Russell of Hotels, like I mentioned, but they all support each other. So I couldn't do one thing without doing the other ones. At least that's how I'm looking at this. At least that's how I think. At least that's how I get my brand out where people know exactly who I am, what I do, and how I can help, right? Although I still don't reach everybody that you want to reach, right? So that's why you want to incorporate other things. You want to incorporate not just other content or other ways to put out your content, but you want to do it on different platforms. Like right now, I'm doing it on two different platforms at the same time. So that's LinkedIn and YouTube. I also use Instagram. I also use Facebook. I use Twitter. Every now and then I get a wild hair and I say, you know what, I'm going to do TikTok. But, you don't have to be silly. You don't have to do all those things because TikTok is actually, people will go on TikTok to look for, places to go, hotels to stay in, and we haven't really discovered that, meaning people within the hospitality space, 100% of us, right? There's a small percentage that have figured this thing out, but people will go to TikTok to find their next vacation, their next, weekend getaway because they want to look at other people and where they've gone. I have this friend that, every, I don't know, maybe once a quarter, she picks a new place to go in California. And she had mentioned a winery. I'm like, well, which winery are you going to? I mean, you going to Sonoma? You going to Napa? Near Santa Barbara, or whatever? She said, no, San Juan Capistrano. And I'm like, I didn't even know there's a winery in San Juan Capistrano. I said, how do you find out about that? TikTok. Somebody was, doing a TikTok at the winery. She goes, oh, shoot, I'm going to do that because it's not too far. And then, so there you go. So there's a lot of things that TikTok is not always just about, the silliness and we're gonna do a dance thing. I think it's kind of matured past that. But these are things we need to look at as far as putting our content out there because you want to make sure that if you're doing content, you want to make sure you're putting it on platforms that that people see it. And that's the whole reason that you do these things, right? Is for brand awareness, people to visualize and see exactly what's going on. And that's why I do video. That's why I do these lives. One, I want people to see me and know who the heck I am. So in case I walk in, at your lobby and like, oh, you're Russell Hotels. We got a free room for you. That's why I do it. No, I'm joking. But no, you do it because you want a reference point, right? So yeah, I do every now and then. I walk in and say, hey, I think I know you from somewhere. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Who are you? Blah, blah, blah. Say, oh, you're that guy that's on LinkedIn all the time. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's me. That's me. And that's good, right? I mean, that's what, maybe that's one of the reasons why I do that because, you want to make sure I do these things because I want to be a credible resource, right? I don't do these things just because I come with a wealth of experience, right? So I may call myself a hospitality personality because I do these types of lives and these shows or whatever. But I come with a wealth of experience. I don't just come, doing this show and I don't have any experience on what I'm talking about. Because most of the stuff that I talk about, probably 99.9% of the things I talk about is based on my personal experiences, whatever or wherever I am. Like right now, I'm at the Ace Hotel downtown LA. Okay, that's not just a photo. That's me being there, right? I actually took that photo, right, and now it's a backdrop, right? So I actually go to these hotels. I actually check them out. Do I evaluate them? No, but you know what? I think that's going to be the next step, right? That's going to be the next progression for Russell of Hotels to kind of, on my own scale, evaluate hotels. What do you think about that? Crickets? I don't know, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I mean, there have to be like certain criteria that I have to, evaluate each hotel. Each hotel will be evaluated under the same criteria. Maybe like 5 points. Maybe five. I'm gonna come up with 5 points. A 5 point evaluation, hotel evaluation with Russell of Hotels. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Make some comments. Tell me what you think about that. So, but other than that, I'm just finding stuff to talk about right now. But no, I'm joking. But I always come with some type of agenda. Yesterday I talked about. In fact, can I put some music on there? I can't hear it, but maybe you can hear the background music, just to make things interesting. But yesterday I was talking about, like I do these lives every day, right? So I talked about the union strike in LA. Okay, now good news for at least one hotel, right? So the Westin Bonaventure, they actually struck a deal with the union. So each individual hotel, just FYI, each individual hotel does their own union agreements. It's not like one big union agreement for every union in LA, right? And this, I'm only speaking of LA, so don't get worried if you're in other cities. But not that you have to be worried here, but it's just, I just want to keep you guys aware of what's going on. So the Westin Bonaventure, which is downtown Los Angeles, which is the largest hotel in Los Angeles County, they struck a deal with the union. Okay, so they signed a tentative agreement. So now there won't be a work stoppage or a strike at the Westin Bonaventure. Okay, but there's other hotels. Remember, I think I mentioned there's 60 hotels that are union in Los Angeles through LA County and then in Orange County as well. So there's 60 hotels. Only one of them right now, as of maybe the last 5 minutes when I looked at the union's website to see which hotels have signed tentative agreements. Only the Westin Bonaventure has, and they actually did this yesterday. So about 24 hours ago, they reached an agreement. So you don't have to worry about them. But tomorrow, there's still a planned strike. So, and I want to say there's 15, the union represents 15,000 workers, okay? And just imagine 15,000 people walking off their jobs, okay? Can you say chaos and pandemonium? I don't know. But so that's what's going on. So that is still planned for tomorrow, from what I understand. So just FYI, just to let you know that. But the Westin Bonaventure will not be one of those hotels because they have reached an agreement and those employees will be at work. So there you go. Airline delays. Okay. We all know that during holidays, especially major holidays, there's always going to be some airline delays. Why people fly and travel that much, or I'm going to say why people fly on those holidays, the major holidays, I have no idea. They just want to have something to talk about. Can you go the week before, the week after? Do you have to go the week during the 4th of July? But anyway, as always, I always say pack your patience because you're going to need it. United Airlines has the most delays as I speak right now. American Airlines. So if you're on American Airlines, United Airlines. United Airlines, from what I read, is experiencing the most delays. Okay, so if you have a flight booked on United, good luck. Cross your fingers that you don't get delayed. But yeah, they're trying to fix the problem. They're saying whatever that is. It's not all about weather either. It's just about maybe booking too many flights. maybe booking too many people on too many flights that are, and a lot of connecting flights, right? So when you have connecting flights, I mean, you're just at the mercy of that plane getting to you on time, right? Because it's coming from somewhere else. And if it gets delayed for whatever reason, what does that mean? That means you're going to be delayed too. And then maybe if you have a connecting flight, well, then it's going to be late for the other people that are trying to get on that plane coming in. So I guess depends on where you go, but one of the things I always do, what's the best route, what's the best flight for me to get there directly, meaning without the least amount of stops. If I can do direct, nonstop, that's what I'm going for. I'm not trying to do a lot of different stops and change planes and all this kind of stuff. No, I'm not trying to do all that. So, but sometimes the smaller destinations, you can't help that. But thank goodness I live in LA where there's a lot of direct flights. Okay. And even if, say, I live on the outskirts of LA, remember there's five airports in Los Angeles, right? But LA has the most flights going out and coming in, of course, and they have the most direct. So if that meant if I lived in the IE, the Inland Empire, that means I need to drive to LA to get a direct flight, opposed to 2 stops to get somewhere. Guess what I'm doing? I'm driving to LA to have a direct nonstop flight. So, I mean, it's the benefit. It's to our benefit if we live in Southern California that we have our choices of airline, and we can choose whatever routes we want to take. So, but to me, like I said, if I got to pay a couple extra dollars to get there and not worry about delays and cancellations and all that kind of stuff, because most of those delays and cancellations come when you're doing connecting flights. But I guess every flight that you take out that originates somewhere. So even the ones that I say, if I'm going from here to Seattle, it may be a direct flight, but I have to wait for that plane to come in from somewhere else. So, I guess you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But anyway, so just pack your patience because you're going to need it. There's going to be some delays. Like I said, United is the one that's on the hot seat right now. But you know what? It's going to happen. It happens to every airline. If you fly enough, you're going to experience some delays, some cancellations. So, suck it up. Just keep it moving. That's all you can do because you can't control what you can control. If you can't control it, don't worry about it. Just pack your patience. And always, when you're planning your trip, book your hotel direct. Okay. Don't do the third parties. Go to the hotel website, whatever that is, book direct. Okay. Speaking of that, if you happen to be, let's see, where am I? Oh, that's the Ace Hotel. That's downtown LA. That's the rooms. Did I mention what this was? This is the rooftop. Okay, so that's the rooftop restaurant. It's called. Guess what it's called? It's called Upstairs. Upstairs in the upper room. It's called Upstairs Restaurant. So they have this one, and they have one downstairs called Loam. LOAM, I believe. I think it's what it is. I see one comment. Let's see, what does it say? This is from Kevin Brooks. I won't be flying much this summer. A lot of pent-up demand from pandemic. You are absolutely right, sir. Yeah, a lot of pent-up demand. So yeah, this summer is going to be crazy because a lot of people want to go somewhere. Okay, and they will. That's fine. Go somewhere, but does that mean we got to go along with them? No. Going off season, off peak time. Peak times are in the summer, okay? So which means what? Price is going to be higher. So pick places, even throughout the summer, there's places or different, parts of the week, different parts of the month that make a big difference, okay, when it comes to travel and prices. So do your research before you start I'm just going to take the first one I see. No, do your research, plan this out, and make sure you're paying the least amount that you can pay with the least amount of issues or least amount of stops, and the times when other people are not traveling. Okay, so why travel when everyone else is traveling? It's like Kevin said, he ain't traveling much because he knows he travels a lot, right? So he knows that there's going to be a huge influx of people traveling in the summer months. So he'll probably wait till the fall when people go back to school, when kids go back to school and parents having to deal with that. So guess what? Then you can get on the flight, you can get cheaper. You probably can upgrade from, I know he flies business class, but he can probably fly from, skip business class and go into first class because it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be the same price, so why not do that? So, but yeah, just be smart about it. That's what I do. I mean, I'm not trying to first of all, I'm not trying to pay full price. Second, I don't want to go I don't want to go when everyone else is going. Okay. I just don't want to do that because then you open yourself up to a lot of stuff. And, and I always practice this patience, but sometimes I don't have patience. Sometimes I'm like, shoot, what the hell am I doing here? But anyway, no. Just remember to pack your patience regardless, and make sure you book your hotels direct, like I was saying, right? So go to the website, whatever that is, acehotel.com, book direct, okay? And then also, if you're downtown LA, Level Hotel, right? They offer that Russell of Hotels rate. Just in case you didn't know, go stayinglevel.com, use that promo code ROH23, and that will give you the rate that I get, right? So whatever rate that is, that's what I'm going to get. That's what you're going to get, right? So you say, I want that Russell of Hotels rate, and they'll make sure they get it for you. So there you go. So you guys have a good weekend. These lives don't necessarily have to be long. Sometimes I make them long just because I like to hear myself talk, but I don't think that's the case today. I got some things to do. I got some family to go see. I got a cousin that's in town. Haven't seen him in some years, so I'm about to go out to the IE and see him, spend some time with him and his family. Both are all here, so it's gonna be good to see them. I haven't seen them in a while. And what else? I can't think of what else I was gonna say. I can't remember. But anyway, Level Hotel, downtown LA. That's on South Olive Street. Use their promo code ROH23. Stayinglevel.com is their website. Like I said, go to the website, book, the ROH23. You get the rate that I get. And I'm working on other hotels as well, right? Working on other hotels to get that rate. Hopefully one day every hotel will be offering that Russell of Hotels rate, and that'll be good. That's gonna be good for everybody, right? It's gonna be a win-win for everybody. But you gotta start somewhere, right? So I remember I told this guy, I was telling this guy what I want to do, and I said I want this Russell of Hotels rate at as many hotels as I can get. And he said, well, start with the people that you know. Go with the low-hanging fruit. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. So what I did was, how you leverage, the people that you leverage your experiences with people, or you leverage your maybe friendships or colleagues that you used to work with, whatever. You leverage your contacts or your connections. And that's what I've done, right? So I said, I contacted some people and said, hey, I want to offer this Russell of Hotels rate. What do you think about it? And most of them say, yeah, because they know I do these lives and I talk about their hotels, right? So why wouldn't you want me to do it? And all you're giving me is a rate. That's all you gave me is a rate. And I don't get paid a commission until someone books that rate. Does that make sense? That's the easiest thing for me, right? So it's my job to talk about the Level Hotel because I want people to book and use that ROH rate. So that promo code is actually a link, right? So as long as you follow the link, the hotel follows the link, they can see exactly what was booked through my efforts. Okay, so that's what I do, right? That's what I do for some hotels. So there you go. So I just told you a little bit of things, right? But podcasts are big, right? I mentioned did a live yesterday, the daily check-in yesterday, and I talked about podcasts and the importance of podcasts, especially when it comes to promotion, advertising, getting your brand out, brand recognition and things like that. People recognize your brand and how more effective and how creative you can be when you're doing promos like this on a podcast, opposed to like regular mainstream TV and advertising. Because remember, mainstream TV, we got 30-second, 40-second, and 60-second ads, right? Well, I've been showing this ad for the last 2 minutes. Okay. You can't do that on any other media. You can't do that, right? So when I talk about I create content for this hotel, Level Hotel. There you go. And I created content I can back up. Now you know what the Ace Hotel, the one room looks like at the Ace Hotel, right? That's creating content. That's the upstairs restaurant. It's called Upstairs. It's on the top level, overlooks the city. Beautiful views at night. You got the city lights and all that stuff. Well, beautiful views anytime, but at night it lights up, and then they have a DJ and all those kind of things up there. So a lot of entertainment. In fact, they had a line like down the block to get into this upstairs restaurant at night, Friday and Saturday nights. I know I'm not sure if it's every night, but I know Friday and Saturday nights there's a line down the block to get up here because they have this DJ that's I guess LA famous that comes in there and be tearing up the place. And I don't mean that in a literal sense. I mean that, figuratively, tearing up means, stuff is happening, a lot of excitement. That's what that means. It doesn't mean it's tearing physically or, tearing shit up. I don't mean that. Okay. So it's live, right? It's going on. It got it going on. So the Ace Hotel, right? So oh my God, that was a good one, right? So, but anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining. Like I said, I do these lives every day, but make sure you let people know this. Who you are, I'm Russell of Hotels. 2, what do you do? I do hotel site selection. I do content creating. I'm a brand show off, meaning I show off hotel brands all the time. Like I'm showing off the Ace Hotel downtown LA. And how can I help? Well, as far as content creating, I can help you with your content creating. I can help, put your name out there, on different platforms like Ace Hotel. I mean, they didn't ask me to do this. I just did this. I happen to be there, and this is what I'm doing, right? I don't have a rate there yet, but they gotta look what I'm doing. This is like a calling card for me, right? So I'm actually showing what I can do or what the power of the beauty of, podcast or a live hospitality check-in show like I do on a daily basis, right? So I do these every single day, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, right? I'm doing this. And these don't go away. I don't delete these at the end, at the end of the week. No, they're there for everyone to see, right? So you got to think about it like that too. So there you go. Once again, Russell of Hotels. This is my live check-in, daily check-in I do every day. I'll do another one on Monday. But you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday. Be safe. And remember, if you're flying this weekend or flying during the 4th of July weekend, or I guess that's this weekend or during the week, just pack your patience because you're going to need it. That's it. I'm out.